What's up? Good morning. We are live. Good morning. Hope your rest was restful. How did you sleep? Did you sleep great? What they don't teach you in school. 99 Days of Christmas, day number 99 Days of Christmas, day number 28. What's today? It's This Monday's gonna be lit. It's January 6th. Are we inverted in our selfie camera? No. We're right side this way. Is this a sunrise video? Yeah. Are we doing this drug free? Surprisingly, yes. Surprisingly, yes. So, the crabs in a pot. What is a crab in a pot? And what are some of the social dynamics for when other people try to keep us down? While we hydrate, am I showing off right now? A little bit. Crabs in a pot is a concept where people try to keep other people down. This dynamic is going to be difficult for us to recognize when we are one of the crabs in the pot. I'm going to bullet point some things that are going to resonate with you because you're going to be like, oh my God, one of these 9 dynamics is me. Ready? I am. I am a crab that is not in your pot, and somehow I can't pull you out because you're like, he's so awesome, but somehow one of my loser friends doesn't trust them, right? Now you understand what crab in a pot is because there is a quote saying, you are the sum total of the 5 people that you hang out with most. Guess what? You can't fire all the people that aren't your springboard. Springboard, of course, being chapter 66 of the book Snowball. What are we talking about? We're talking about the 99 Days of Christmas. We're also talking about what the social psychological dynamic is of crabs in a pot. What happens when a crab tries to escape? The other crabs pull him down because that's just the dynamic of a low intelligence crab. Are humans similar to this? Unfortunately, yes, because while we are the sum total of the 5 people that we hang out with most, what is important in programming and coding our own brain is to be able to be the sum total of the 5 people that we connect with on social media. Are we connecting with people that are distracting us from goals, or are we connecting with non crabs who can mentor us? When was the last time you got mentored? That's bullet point number 3, which is to be massively careful of what we put into our brains, because in the dynamic of crabs in the pot, are we reading books that are outside of our social circle? Are we hearing constantly, thank you, constantly the pots of, constantly the, constantly the crabs, the pots, the pots. This is all what they don't teach you in school, because school itself is a pot of crabs that we are kind of getting programmed. Okay, so that language in and of itself, where school is programming for some kind of cray cray LGBT stuff, right? Like people have seen it. Why is that? Why is the world crazy wired the way that it is, right? Why is it wired crazy? Why are laws not being enforced? Why was shoplifting a-okay? This is why. It's meant as a psychological operation, and that 30,000, 60,000 view of the planet can be made visceral, and we can go from macroeconomics to microeconomics. How? Why? Because we see how it impacts us on a day to day basis. Why? Because the planet is being psychologically operated on, and this is a video series where we can see what's going on and begin to realize who is trying to program us. That's why Crabs in a Pot is day 28 of the 99 Days of Christmas. Day 28, okay? Bonus days, bonus days, bonus days for Christmas. This is all stuff that they don't teach you in Y Combinator, and we can become successful. Crabs in a Pot, entropy. That's a concept in the three laws of thermodynamics. It's where shit gets fucked up. We have to do proof of work in light of the fact that, hey, there are people that are not necessarily trying to springboard us out of the pot. And that's what people who are orange pilled constantly say, which is Bitcoin solves this. Well, that's one sentence that is not very helpful and kind of demoralizing, because I just learned about Bitcoin. Not me, you. You just learned about Bitcoin recently. Or maybe still haven't learned. Maybe still haven't learned. Set that aside. Because when people say, oh, Bitcoin solves this, like, that's what? What? Like, can you tell me more? And they're like, have fun staying poor. Like, you sound like the worst math teacher. And I'm even in math class. It turns out the answer is yes, because point number 6 is we are all in a math class, and we are also in a class for thermodynamics. How empowering and demoralizing is this crab who has left the pot? Because what did I do? I left the pot years ago. And that's why, look at my number of subscribers. It's like some single digit hundred. Look at the personality. Look at the content. Look at the delivery mechanism. Look at the skill, okay? Notice a disparity from what it should be and what it is. And so, do you see how our journey here via social media, via your preferred channel, via even Instagram live video or YouTube live, do you see how the way that you and I are going to be stepping towards a new destiny by trying to leave the pot is everyone's journey from here to the future is going to look different. I'm saying we should connect not because you believe, oh, Larry Chang's got, cool stuff to talk about. No, it's because I used to be in a pot of Chinese people who are American born. And we all used to think normal stuff, which is number 8. Stop thinking normally and stop consuming media the way that you used to consume media, which is the next bullet point to leave crabs in a pot, which is, are you journaling? Are you taking notes? Are you putting pen to paper? Because I put pen to paper when I was a traditional American born Chinese person. Traditional with thinking, oh, if I just got a PhD, all my problems would be solved. Oh, if I could just get into college and go to a college that wasn't really good but get really good grades. I should have just gone to a great college, gone into debt, and then not had any debt because I would have blah, blah, blah. What this taught me, because MBA school was closed to me because my grades are too low. And then I discovered how to leave my pot of crabs because I didn't just focus on acing an exam. Now, if you're studying for exams, I recommend that you win at being a student and win at being an athlete. That's financial advice that is counterintuitive. I'm not saying, oh, don't study for exams. But what I did to get into a great college was I read a book from inside the college before I went to that college. Oh, people that sext during live chat are hilarious. I am focused. I am focused. Reading a book from inside of a crab pot that you want to join. Because guess what? It's all crab pots everywhere. You're just in a crab pot right now that is not great. And so that's why I have a series. That's why I have a series on what they don't teach you in school. And because I love Jesus and Christmas, it's the 99 days of Christmas. Go Jesus. Happy Monday. This Monday, it's already lit because of sunrise videos, right? You can't manipulate it because it's just awesome. So, with crabs in a pot, the dynamic is we're trying to leave this pot. We're trying to improve our life, even though slowly stuff's changing and we're saying, oh my gosh, I hope shit gets slightly better because currently it's weirdly shitty, right? So, reading a book inside of an organization that we want to join. How counterintuitive is that? Normally, I have to get into school, I have to apply to school, I have to sit in on class, and then the teacher yells at me, hey, the teacher yells at you, hey, buy my textbook and let's start learning. No, 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 no. No. You're going to have to start yelling at yourself. Maybe there's a book to do that. Perfectly point number 10, which is we need to begin to program ourselves using Maxwell Maltz's Psycho-Cybernetics. Plot spoiler, that book's super long. This is what you're going to need to do, which is point number 12 of Crabs in a Pot, day 28 on the 99 Days of Christmas, which is neuro-linguistic programming. Two dudes came up with that, John Grinder and Richard Bandler. John Grinder was a linguist, Bandler was a Gestalt therapist. And what they did is formed the prequel for a book written by Tony Robbins, Unlimited Power. This is where cool stuff comes from and what to read, what to watch videos and pay attention to, how to take notes, so that way our trajectories in our lives move ahead and in a way that is slightly better than what you have or had going on in the year 2024. This is still the year 2025, And that's crabs in a pot explained, where who is programming. In fact, on a piece of paper, if this is your first line of notes, on a piece of paper, it is who is programming our brain? Who is programming your brain? Have you read one or three positive things? Can you take this video and clip 15 seconds? Because your YouTube app allows you this functionality already. Thanks for the coaching. This app allows you to edit, paste this video. So take four components of this video in 13-second clips, 13 to 15-second clips, where this is what they don't teach you at Y Combinator, which is, can you edit somebody else's work? Can you edit a existing book? Are you able to make slightly better and customize for you? Because what are we trying to do with social media? Are we trying to go viral? No. Are we trying to just be a permanent lurker? No, because that's a crab who's kind of given up, leaving the pot, just watching other crabs become free from prison. Do I look like I'm in prison? No. Some people think I look like I'm on drugs. And this is my drug of choice. H2O, baby. I have a video on X Twitter, which is in a society of people that are incredibly smart, incredibly intelligent, incredibly entrepreneurial. Y Combinator. Y as in XYZ, Combinator as in combinations. I have an 18-minute video on how to breathe. That is the flagship video for that, because I literally go over 18 minutes of how to breathe. Did I just showcase how to breathe while blowing my nose on a live stream? Yes. Is this what you should be doing as step number 14 of Crabs in a Pot? Which is Nadi Shodhana breathing. Breathing will help you warp time to escape the crab pot, because it turns out there are no crabs, there are no pots. This is all a simulation. Let's program our brain. In through the nose, out through the nose. In through the nose, out through the nose. How amazing is it to blow boogers on a live stream? Is this James Nestor's book? Breathe? Yes. Score. Yes. Absolutely. Notice when the sun rises and you're mouth breathing. Were you able to breathe all night through your nose? Mouth tape. Do you see how there are slews of videos that you've already watched, and this is the culmination? This is your flagship anchor video that we have now met for the first time, right? We've now met for the first time, or the 35th time. And this is the first video that you've put pen to paper. This is the first video where you're like, oh yeah, what was that really good point about programming our brain and being the sum total of the 5 people that we hang out with most? And then now it's the sum total of the 5 videos that we watch most, because what happens is we end up, the 5 videos that we watch most, because we end up kind of sequestered and solo in our homes, right? And so what happens when we are too, what happens when we're too solo, too lonely, too always alone? Well, our phone's our friend, right? 99 Days of Christmas, day 28, January 6, 2025. On this 99 Days of Christmas, day number 28. Welcome. How are you? It's good to hang out. We are talking about crabs in a pot. Crabs in a pot where it's a horrible pot. We are crabs and we are trying to leave. Point number 15 is realizing we're spending a lot of time alone, but we're consuming media. And so the way that we're consuming media is we are going as per the algorithm. What do we consume? We consume what YouTube gives us. What do we consume? We consume what Instagram and X just give us, which is the algorithm. The algorithm is not meant to make us better. The algorithm is trying to do what? It's trying to keep us on the app. Does this sound familiar to Crabs in a Pot, where all these social platforms, social networks, are really trying to just keep us locked in? That's not good. That's literally the definition of crabs in a pot. This isn't initially what I discovered. I try to participate in news. I don't try to read the news. This is actually a dynamic that's super old. Not just crabs in a pot, but who reads news and who makes news. Prior to our smartphones owning our brain and realizing our phone's not so smart, it's really just breaking your brain. Newspapers used to break people's brains. Newspapers used to break people's brains, and because of that, they would be hooked and addicted to news. And so I heard something, which is, are you addicted to news, and how do you begin to mitigate and minimize our addiction to staying up to date on current events? Because what happens to your brain is that we end up being slightly manipulated. Does this sound like the algorithm? What is the algorithm? The algorithm is where we look at a feed of videos that are we look at a feed of videos that are presented to us from our timeline. We didn't even pick these videos. They're just trying to guesstimate what we want to watch. When a computer or an algorithm is trying to guess what you're going to watch, guess what? That's you being a crab in a pot, and the algorithm's trying to keep you in the pot. How awesome were these bullet pointed? How awesome were these bullet pointed? How awesome were these bullet points? Never before discussed. Why is this video so suppressed? It turns out the video is not suppressed. It's just that this video is so outside the realm of what everyone else is talking about. In fact, people are talking about it all the time. They're just hinting at it, but then not explaining it. This video is meant to help you pay attention to what to expect, how things might turn out, and how you can benefit ever so slightly by pressing forward with self-improvement, with a springboard, pressing forward with a improved, with an improved, with an improved anything, self improvement via self programming. I'm quite impressed at your ability to focus and pay attention. I'm seriously like, I'm impressed by your ability to focus. Good job. What questions do you have? If you're not watching live, 650 283 8008, country code 001. That's a real phone number, 650 283 8008. Playlists. I love that. Yes. I actually have a note on playlists. So, when we're talking about being able to ship and go from 0 to 2. Playlists and existing content is absolutely the best way to go versus I need to create something from scratch on my own. Playlists are things that most people don't archive. So let's come up with 3 initial playlists so that way you can march forward and step towards a new destiny. That's playlist number 1 actually, is stepping towards, oh, the sunrise is really nice looking. First playlist is stepping towards a new destiny. That's playlist number 1. Playlist number 2, that's a water burp, by the way. It's not like a gross, smelly burp. It's a water burp. It's a burp of water gas. Water burp. Playlist number 2 could be a playlist on things I'm going to do. Playlist number 3 could be things that I already edited. Now, what you're trying to do with videos in video 1, which is stepping towards your new destiny, is our goal is to consume YouTube videos or social videos on Insta or X Twitter. We're trying to watch a video, do a component of that video, and then get better. So it's watch a video, take some notes, document on video what we did. It's kind of like read a book, take notes on the book, and then execute what the book or video talk about, and then document via journal or video how we executed something in the video. YouTube's great for learning how to do new things. And it also is kind of intimidating because your brain will be dopamine jacked with, oh, here are 10 great ideas that I hear per week. And so we're transitioning in a sunrise video, going from YouTube addict to YouTube producer to YouTube hero. And we go from 0 to hero if we are able to go from 0 to 2 videos. How concise and perfect is that right as the sun rises? That is lucky timing, sure, but it's also meant for us to manifest because we're not just going to be making jokes on streams where we're trying to be snarky and control the speaker. We're trying to make jokes with ourselves as we curate 3 types of playlists. Playlist 1, if you've never done a playlist, this is welcome to the 99 Days of Christmas. Welcome. It's good to meet up. Playlists, what they don't teach you in school about editing YouTube videos, about stuff that they don't teach you in school, so that way we springboard ourselves. We get better, we self improve. Playlist 2 is videos that we're going to edit. And so as we're improving, what happens? As we're improving, what happens? We get to document and record and ship our first video. If that sounds intimidating to you, oh my God, like I'm scared. That's the whole idea of beginning to code and program, because once you do 2 videos, you will literally be a snowball rolling down the hill. What's video 1 about? Video 1 is a highlight reel for this video as the first video that you've ever watched that you then took action on. This is the first video where you're like, this thing finally clicked, and oh my God, this is a great jump off point. The point that you brought up with like crabs in a pot and how I'm the sum total of 5 people that I hang out with. Well, I'm not really hanging out a lot with people. I'm hanging out a lot with personalities on the internet that I enjoy because some of them are comfortable. This is not meant to be comfortable, but if you're comfortable with it, maybe this is the first video because you've watched 9 Larry Chiang videos, and now we are connecting in a way where you're like, I think I will take a clip that is 15 seconds to 12 seconds long and publish that as my first short, where then we study buddy whatever book that your parents have that is a business book. Do we want to study buddy a fiction book? Maybe. I recommend a nonfiction book, and I don't want you to go buy another book that you don't own, that you then don't read, and that book is a daily reminder that you're a crab in a pot, not reading a free book or a book that's already paid for. How crab in a pot is that? Where this is your escape, you're not leaving. That's the definition of a prison with no bars holding you in. Because that's what, dare I say, what's going on right now is people are in a prison with no bars, and we are our own warden. We are our own guards. Yet we are also in solitary confinement. And what's our level of mental health right now? What's our level of mental health as a society right now? Not the best. Can we change the world? First person we're going to need to change before we change the world is ourselves. I know. This video is going great, right? This video is going great. Not because of the performance artist. This video is going well because I can feel the temperature of the room. I can feel the connectedness because of the energy that one is coming from the sun. That's why these sunrise videos are spot on, because there's no way that it can go poorly, because I woke up circadian rhythm before the sun rose. I had my 2 brain hemispheres syncing, my left hemisphere and my right hemisphere coming together with your left hemisphere and your right hemisphere together. So it's 4 hemispheres syncing via hemisync. And our ability to realize, hey, playlists already exist. My YouTube count That already exists. What's a book that I own that I haven't reread? What's a book that my parents own that I haven't read? Are we able to study buddy and meet a new person on the internet where we don't have a friendship? We are not mentee to mentor. What if we were just study buddies on a particular business book? And that business book is your exit from your prior life. This is not I'm going to sell you a $9,000 program. This is not that. These are free videos that are archived that you can use in the year 2025, which is day number 28 of the 99 Days of Christmas, or day number 3000, because you watched this video half-assed in the background or you fell asleep to it. Good job. And now your subconscious is able to press forward with this is what I want my conscious brain to do. And do you see how whenever you use this video, that will be day 0? Because I'm on the 99th day of Christmas, day number 28, whereas most people do 12 days of Christmas. And I'm not saying that 12 days is shorter than 99 days. You're saying that 99 days of Christmas is hilarious. Thank you for laughing. And if you didn't laugh, it's still useful because now you can see there's a more volume of Christmas activities. What questions do you guys have? Yes, this is sunrise, and no, it's not a technological hack. It is sort of a business model. Alexander Ostrowner's book, Business Model Generation. This also is an innovation because how many other videos are like this? Very few, right? This innovation may never cross the chasm. Jeffrey Moore's book on innovation adoption. Guess what step 1 is, which is a bonus within the framework of what they don't teach you in school. What they don't teach you in school, which is there are technological innovations, okay, everywhere. And even though they are everywhere, which of the technological innovations have been adopted? Not actually very many, especially the super innovative things like AI agent. Well, guess what? Your AI agent, it needs an agent. That's cool that school's already over. What have you done from yesterday's live stream, Shrey? What did you do? Because this video is going to be directed at you because this is perfectly dovetailed because of the stream's content earlier. The stream's content earlier, I'll let you screenshot it. What have you done in the comments bar? What have you done? What have you done? What have you done? I will review what we have talked about, which is sunrise video. 99 Days of Christmas, day number 28. This sunrise video is a flagship concept, which is who is keeping us down. Turns out we kind of don't know because these are invisible hands dragging us down. Is this the concept of crabs in a pot where the water's being slightly boiled? Heck yeah. Oh, you got to do it now, meaning you didn't do a self-improvement in the time that we were apart. Do you see how, like, I don't even remember what is on your to-do list because at the moment it was in flow because you were asking questions and I was And now, and now, and now, and now, and now this. Because I know that you're not drinking enough water, right? And then that's a really, really good reason to not have done anything. Instead of saying, hey, I was sick, which you may not even really be sick, you just may be feeling not good because you I wouldn't feel good if I were not winning either. But instead of I was sick, saying I was my old self, now I'm my new self, perfectly in tune with lying to ourselves. Crabs in a pot. Oh, I actually want to be in this pot. Thank you for mentoring me because this video just got way better because I would never even think as a crab, oh, I actually enjoy it in here. I'm just going to go ahead and stay. I'm kind of feeling sick. It's really not that bad in this pot. I'll just go ahead and stay in this pot. Thank you. Thank you. Step one is what? My God, why do you type so slowly? Stop multitasking. Why are you typing so slowly? I'm on pins and needles here. You have my full attention. Is your internet slow? There's no way your internet's slow. Your country has one good thing. Really good internet. What is step one? What is step one for you? I remember the other person that was in the live stream that was doing great. His name was Moose. You were distracted and you're doing ADD. What is it now on your plate to execute? This is not just watch casually and hope that magic happens where I don't have to do anything. Wasn't it launch one video or two videos? Because that's what we've been talking about in this room prior to you getting into this room, which is how to go from 0 to 2. Springboarded from the other stuff, which I now remember, which is you're going to try to make $10 by doing one book report. Do you see how, for me, this is easy? Because the journey to 1,000 millions, aka 1 billion, starts with making $10 on a YouTube video that other people are like not very much valuing. Because I took a book that was less than $2 and I got into Stanford GSB. Step one is I gotta revise a chapter. Yes! By the way, reading into sunlight on a phone is like trying to read a smartphone at a beach. Like I watch people type. There's people are so addicted to their phone that even for a beach vacation, they're like furiously trying to like keep up by reading their phone. I only read my phone because I value what you're typing out. But yes, we now made this video better. This video would have been awesome if you would have actually already executed it. Because then this would be a podcast. This wouldn't be a monologue. And you see, this is the snowball rolling down the hill of content for what they don't teach you in school. You can see that, right? Because who else does this? Nobody. Did I help Tim Ferriss with the 4-hour work week? A little bit. Do you know who Tim Ferriss is? That's okay that you don't. Because watch how many other people don't get incredibly specific with who did I meet? When did I get better? What did I watch on YouTube? How did I get better? This is who I read in a book. This is how I changed chapter 15, chapter 65, and chapter 66. Do you see how you have a chance to participate in the algorithm? If this whole life is a simulation, who are the people that are writing their own fortune, writing their own skill? I don't even understand what that means. Oh, see? Now I understand because of your handle. Because Lucifer's apostle talks about how he's at chapter 40 in his life. Well, guess what? Since we're talking about your handle, the upside down cross, you guys picked the wrong logo. The upside down cross is not the flagship logo for Lucifer. That is how my mentor, Peter, was crucified, upside down. I should not be crucified as well as my mentor, Jesus. Please crucify me upside down. And what retards are using the upside down cross? The Antichrist? Hello? You're using the best mentor of Jesus, the best mentee, my mentor, Peter. Do you see how when you read and understand things, you can literally laugh at retards? Every time I see an upside down cross in the big house, I'm like, thank you for joining the cult of Larry Chiang, because you are in the cult of Lucifer, and your upside down cross is actually my number one draft pick. Think about that concept. The number one best Christian who got crucified upside down happily is now the logo of Team Retard. Thank you for telling me that this live stream is awesome. Chapter 40. Chapter 40 of Snowball actually is where Warren Buffett's trying to do a 666 math. Why is 666 convoluted math? This is perfect for this feed, which is if you add up the numbers 1, 5, 10, 50, 100, if you add those numbers up, guess what you get? In 500, guess what you get? 666. How many times a month do you think about the Roman Empire? How many times? I'm explaining to you the 99 Days of Christmas while I'm explaining to you how Satan and his little group is a bunch of retards. This is why. How many times a month do you think about the Roman Empire? How many times a month? Because in the Roman Empire, did we use base 10 math? Did Pontius Pilate use base 10 math? No. Roman numerals, which is perfectly on brand with, hello, my Super Bowl pin. Who knows what Super Bowl LIV was? Was it Miami? Was it San Francisco? What the heck is LIV? Or is it LVI? These numbers were meant to obfuscate, confuse, distort money being printed out of existence, ruining the middle class. Are you in the middle class right now? We probably are. Guess what? There's a secret war on the middle class, and people are using math against us. What is my pinned tweet? My pinned tweet is something that the Roman Empire never had, which is money clipping and doing math, which is what this video is showing you hyperinflation, inflation, money printing ruins people's lives while the government officials get richer. Did I just explain the Kenelon effect of money? Yes. The closer to the money printer that you are, the more you benefit. Let me repeat that. The closer to the money printer that you are, the more you benefit. Was this also a problem in Rome? Yes. Ditto the wars to distract people from understanding what is going on. So, the number 666 is not a conspiracy theory, it's a money printing theorem. There's a difference between the Y and the M. Look at how simple I made this. Who else is talking about this in such a succinct way that we can now leave the pot of crabs by doing one book? That's the answer, is you take an existing thing and you make it slightly better. You're not on team retard, Lucifer, where you're like, oh, I'm going to take an awesome thing and I'm going to ruin it. I'm going to try to come into Larry Chang's stream and I'm going to try to, like, be a smartass when I just proved to you that you are temporarily retarded. You don't have to be permanently retarded. You can just pray the Lord's Prayer with me right now. Thank you, Lord, for putting Larry Chang in my life so that way I'm no longer a motherfucking retard, okay? Is incest part of your DNA? Forgive the uncle who ruined you, because this prayer is going great, right? This prayer is going great. Father Lord, this is the first time I've met you via an obnoxious Christian named Larry Chang, and oh my God, this is the first video that I've ever watched where I realized I was part of an organization that was using the wrong logo. So I'm going to not necessarily keep that logo, but I'm going to flip that logo upside down, and then now I'm a new person. In Jesus' name we pray, amen. Who nailed that prayer? I did. Who's doing this drug-free? Who blessed the water? Oh, is blessing water chapter 1 of Joe Dispenza? Focus! Let's focus on one chapter. Let's focus on one chapter. Can we focus? I think we can. Thank you for the laughs. This should be hilarious. It's like that movie that Will Ferrell's in where he just nails that prayer. Exactly. You're welcome. That was a great prayer. That is now going into your subconscious as Jesus' spirit is just moving right through the air. That's what they don't teach you at Y Combinator. Boom! YC's got a little waft of Asperger's and a little waft of pedo. A little waft of it. This is Silicon Valley gay mafia, peer-to-peer, okay? Forgive the person who trespassed our butthole, and let's just move forward and not propagate and be a crab who drags another crab into the pot because our sister had a kid who Silicon Valley gay mafia is trying to ruin. How deep, right? That's what they don't teach at YC. Focus. We can just take one chapter. So the water, blessing water, that is a scientific concept. That is a quantum concept where we're able to program thoughts onto water. Oh, water's delicious. The quantum mechanic component of programming water is in the movie What the Bleep Do We Know? And so, who appeared in that book? Who appeared in that book? I know, I'm showing off. Who appeared in that book? Joe Dispenza. What the bleep do we know? There's this Japanese guy. Chinese and Japanese people, sometimes not the best of friends. But I'm very thankful that America took away its weapons, just like a extraction of two balls, castration, where now Japanese people are super friendly, right? Japanese baseball players super friendly. A Japanese guy, Japanese scientist, thought thoughts into a giant tub of water. Positive things, a Larry Chang video. Positive things, a Larry Chang book report that we do together that we post a video on. Positive thoughts of, oh my God, I'm going to pray and re-pray that Larry Chang prayer, and then that prayer is going to be focused on while I'm going to stare at this water while I pray that same prayer. Thinking Jesus and staring at the water. So then we take the water and then we freeze it. What happens after you freeze the water? The crystalline structures are incredibly beautiful for when you think positive thoughts. When they're negative, such as prior ideas that I addressed, then what happens is the crystalline structures are incredibly ugly and disconnected. This is proof of the quantum mechanics of this fact that thoughts are things. That's what they don't teach you in Y Combinator, is that thoughts are things. Cool, right? When thoughts are things, we're able to realize that our brain chemistry can be altered and reprogrammed. How cool is that? So I'm happy that you're able to join, and this has been awesome. This has been awesome. This has been awesome. Super awesome.